Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show and podcast. We are live on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com, w4wn.com, and my YouTube channel. And we are here to help you live a thriving life and business. So thank you for being here. And today we are going to be talking about how to have empowered manifestation, creating a soul-aligned business and life in 2026. Are you ready to live an inspired and empowered life? And when you join us live, you can join us in the chat and post your comments and questions. And as always, I love to answer them. And today, you will discover practical tools, intuitive insights, and empowering strategies to bring your vision to life with clarity and confidence. Discover how to align your soul's purpose with your life and business goals so that you can thrive in 2026. Learn actionable strategies to manifest abundance and success in your personal and professional life. And explore the power of intuition and mindset to create opportunities that resonate with your true self and gain insights in how you can overcome the limiting beliefs and emotions that keep you from stepping into your most empowered version of yourself. So, I'm your host, Nancy Deutsch, licensed clinical social worker, certified hypnotherapist, and intuitive breakthrough expert. I combine my counseling, coaching, and intuitive abilities to transform your life. This show is not a replacement for therapy or counseling. It is for educational purposes only. So, what do I mean when I say, what is a soul-aligned business and life? What does that really mean? So, when you are in the place where you are soul aligned, you feel the feelings of your soul. So when you're in that alignment with your soul, you can feel the energy of peace. You feel peaceful. You feel loving. You feel joyful. You feel grateful. And when you're out of alignment, you know that you're out of alignment when you feel frustrated, irritable, fearful, anxious, unfulfilled, and stuck. So if you're feeling those feelings, it's about you're out of alignment and learning how to come back into alignment. And we're going to talk more about that today. And I also have questions from last week's show. Again, Misty asked, how do we know when we're in alignment? And again, you're in alignment when you can feel you're in present time, you feel your body, you're out of your head. And I'm going to talk more about getting out of your head. When you're out of your head and you're feeling the feelings of peace or joy or love, gratitude, then you know, like I just said, you're in alignment. And Anastasia asked, how do we stay out of our head? And you stay out of your head. Like one of the first things that in empowered manifesting, it's learning how to really manifest from the place of soul. And in order to do that, it's about being aware that you are out of alignment. It's about coming into awareness. And so we have health, healing the inner glow, healthy inner glow. And limiting beliefs are top contributors to blocking manifesting. You said it. You got it. That is so true. What really happens, this is really about you being able to clear those limiting beliefs and emotions, because usually the limiting beliefs and the emotions come together. And so first, let me start so we're all on the same page together with my Psych 101 lesson. And I haven't forgotten your question, Anastasia. I am going to get to it again shortly because it's an important concept. And Mickey, I have your question too. So just want to let you all know that I do have your questions and we will be answering them shortly. So your subconscious mind, and that's where your limiting beliefs and emotions are. And so your subconscious mind has recorded every moment that you've been alive from the moment of conception to present time. And so it's learning and understanding and knowing what's going on in your subconscious mind. Now, your conscious mind, and this is really about empowered manifesting. This is about what we're talking about. Empowered manifesting is manifesting from a very conscious place where you are conscious, aware, and aligned with your soul so that you're manifesting from that place of soul alignment. Now, when you're not sure, it's about noticing and being aware. And we're going to go deeper into that as well. And your superconscious mind works with your conscious mind to create the miracles, the magic, the synchronicities that happen for you in order for you to manifest your soul's dreams, your visions, the things you want in your life. And what it is really learning to be able to start to focus on what is the truth of you, of your heart, of your soul. And that superconscious mind of yours is your higher self, the wise, unconditionally loving part of you. It's your soul, it's the universe, it's your angels, your guides. And again, your conscious mind and your superconscious mind work together for the manifestations to occur. And the key here is learning when you have those limiting beliefs or emotions that are coming from your subconscious mind. And that's why it's so important to be aware of what's going on. Now, Mickey had asked last week, we may want things and think things can be a certain way, but when other things come into play, things don't always match up the way we think it could be. So many outside factors. So, Mickey, I am going to answer the question on the way that I think you're talking. And if I'm not on target or if I'm not answering it the way that you need it answered, please let me know so that I can give you the information that you need that will support you. So, what I'm thinking is you want to manifest something that's, yes, I want to manifest a certain thing like money or a job or health, and or a certain relationship. And you have this expectation that this is the way it should be, but then life happens. And what happens is things don't always match up to the way your expectations are. And that happens because expectations very often will lead to disappointment, especially if you have unrealistic expectations. But even if you have certain expectations, realistic expectations, but you expect it to be in a certain time, like it should be happening now, and it's not happening the way you want or when you want. Now, this is all your ego. And there is a divine time to things happening. And so, yes, it's true. Things don't always match up to the way we think it should be. So, my support of you is to really listen to the show, come back to center, come back to alignment, and ask yourself, was the manifestation and the expectations you had coming from your ego place? And usually expectations are, it's when you're in that energy of surrender that you're more in the energy of flow of what is for your highest good, because that's what I'm going to support you all in wanting to create. You want to move towards your highest and greatest good. That's where you're wanting to go. And so there are many factors. And my question for you is also to look at the things that you wanted to manifest. Are there adjustments needed? Is it are you heading in alignment, or are things totally out of alignment? And so I support you in looking at and asking, what do I need to get back into alignment? What do I need? And this is for you, all of you. What do I need to get back into that place of alignment? What do I need to do? Or how can I get from the place that I'm feeling, if you're feeling in fear, or you're feeling in lack, or you're feeling angry or frustrated or resentful, the question is, what can I do to help me get back into alignment? And along with Anastasia's question is, if you notice that you're in thinking mode, think, then you're in your head. And being in your head is not where empowered manifesting comes from. Empowered manifesting comes from that place of alignment of your conscious and your superconscious mind, really the three minds are united. Your conscious, your superconscious, and your subconscious are all in alignment. And know that you are all creating all the time. But in empowered manifesting, you're very conscious, you're very clear, and you're very aware of and intentional of what you're creating, what you're thinking, so that you can move out of your head and into feeling what you really want to manifest. And so hopefully that is helpful for you. And Anastasia and Nikki, you can let me know if you're here. You can let me know if that is what, if there are any other questions around what I just shared. And so it's really learning to be able to be in that place of what is your heart's truth. And I'm going to tell you, your heart is the messenger for your soul. So when you're feeling your heart's truth, you're in that place of feeling your soul's truth. And again, the ways that you will feel it and know it and sense it is by the feeling states. When you start feeling more peaceful, more trusting, being in allowing rather than expectation, being able to feel yourself in that flow and trust of the universe, trust of that higher power or God or whatever you want to call it. You're in alignment. You're in this energy of flow. And it's from that place where the manifestation happens. And there's a journey and there's a process which we're going to start talking about. The journey of empowered manifesting. And I am just checking to see if there's any questions or comments. Anastasia says, I think so. So, okay. And Anastasia, if you have any other questions or you need more clarity, let me know. Misty says, does the heart ever lie? Good question. And what it is, I see the other questions. Give me a moment and I'll answer them as well. From Heal the Inner Glow. Okay, Heal the Inner Glow. So Misty, the heart and your soul does not lie. However, okay, this is the however. If you're in thinking about what your heart is saying, you're in your ego. And so your heart and soul don't lie. They never lie. Your body doesn't lie. But what happens is that you may not be totally in that alignment. You may think, again, this is all coming from that place of thinking, not feeling and knowing, not the place of this intuitive knowing. And if you're in that place, then you may not be hearing or feeling or sensing your heart and soul. So this is about working on connecting with your heart and your soul's truth. And I'm going to go deeper into that. Okay. So we'll definitely be going deeper into that, because the first step in empowered manifesting, the first step really, is being able to really be in that energy where you are listening and discovering the truth, your heart's truth, your soul's truth, not the ego. So when you're really listening to that place of truth and you sense it on a very deep core level, and it's if you can imagine, I'm going to give you a visual all here. Imagine that your heart and your soul, if you can imagine the ocean, and in the bottom of the ocean, there may be a lot of life there, but there's also a quietness and a stillness. And it's in the quietness and the stillness where you hear the truth. And those waves are your, let's say, ego or your feelings or the limiting beliefs. The waves are not your truth. They're not. It's about learning how to go deep into that place of tuning in to where the quietness and the truth of your heart and soul lives. So hopefully that visual helped you. So Heal the Inner Glow says your heart is the messenger of your soul. Yes, it is the messenger of your soul. And Heal the Inner Glow says, how do you stay in your heart when fear creeps in? So when you notice, and again, I'm going to also align this to Anastasia's question of being in the head. So when you notice that you're in fear, when you notice, this is the awareness piece. This is learning to come into awareness. When you notice that you're in fear, when you notice that you are in, let's say, anger or frustration, when you notice you're in your head and you're thinking, and when you're in thinking mode, and I'm going to tell you very often, many of my clients, the fear you don't even feel it necessarily in your body. You may be spinning in your head. The what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if? And I remember looking at the stat, and a lot of times only 85% of what we worry about never happens. And so it's learning to come out of your head and into your body. Now, if you're in your body, if you're at it, you come out of your head. And part of the ways that you can come out of your head is using tools like your breath. Because when you do breathing exercises, it calms your nervous system. And you come out of your head and into your body. Now, if you're feeling fear in your body, then I suggest that you do some kind of physical movement to release the fear. And that may be, maybe you need to journal it out, write it out. Maybe you need to draw it out. Maybe you need to scream it out. Or maybe you need to feel and imagine that fear going down your body, down your legs, down your feet, and into the earth. Maybe you need to stomp out that fear and do that. Maybe you need to go outside and intend to take a walk. So I would create a list, this is for all of you, of list of things that you can do that will help you to get back into alignment. Breathing, journaling, expressing, maybe it's exercising, moving your body. Intentionally, I release the fear. Some of you may be able to meditate. Some of you may need to move your body before you meditate. So I'm going to really support you. You know, another way to move fear is shaking your body and just allowing yourself to go like this and just allow that energy to move. But breathe, use your breath, because the breath helps move the feelings through. Okay? That's what you want. You want to move the feelings of fear, anger, frustration, all of those feelings that would keep you from the alignment. You want to move them through your body so that you can then come back into alignment. So hopefully, Heal the Inner Glow, that was helpful. And before I go on to Mickey's, I want to get to Anastasia, because why do we worry so much? Because it's kind of really, we worry so much because our nervous systems have been trained for fear. When all of us as a species were in caveman days, your nervous system, the fight, flight, freeze, and fawn reaction, is to keep you safe. And so, very often, the worry is a default pattern. It's a habitual pattern. And the worry is in your head, usually, and then it goes into the body. So it's about doing the things that I talked about to help you bring yourself out of worry, because worry usually is all future. It's all the future. So again, if you're in your past or you're in the future, you need to come back into present time so that you are able to feel your heart and soul, what your heart and soul's truth is, and then you're moving towards empowered manifestation. So hopefully that helps all of you, because I'm sure worry is a big issue for many people. So when you're in worry, you're in your head and it's coming back into your body. So it's doing what you need to do to come back into your body. All right, let's get to, not that one. Let's get to Mickey's. Yeah, Mickey. So can we ever deceive ourselves? And is it intentional or by happenstance? So most of the time, now there are people that may intentionally, but most of the time, in my opinion, most of the time it's not intentional. Most of the time when you're deceiving yourself, your ego is ruling the show. Your ego is making stories up. Your ego is not really in that place where you will allow yourself to even get to your truth. Now, this comes back to Misty's question. So, does the heart ever lie? The heart and your soul don't lie, but the ego can deceive. Okay? So it's about going under And this takes work. This is process. This is a journey. Because here's the thing, I'm not going to tell, I've been doing this for many, many years. I've been working on myself. It is a journey, okay? Remember, this is not a destination. It takes work, it takes motivation, but I will tell you it is worth it. Because when you go under the lies or the deceptions, when you get to the truth, that deep place where I was talking about, the quietness of your soul, the quietness of this divine part of you, that's where the truth lives. And that is where I'm supporting all of you to work on getting there. And I would ask you to ask yourself, am I deceiving myself? Like if you have an inkling, okay, if you have an inkling that something's off, or maybe I am deceiving myself, or I'm not sure, I go deeper, because that may be your soul saying, knock, knock, go deeper. If you have a sense or a fear or whatever it is that you may not be really hearing the truth of your heart and soul, I would support you to dig deeper, to go deeper, to understand. And how am I deceiving myself? Ask those questions. See if you could journal about it and be really intentional and ask for truth. I'm asking my higher self. I'm asking my soul. I'm asking the higher aspects of my being for the truth. And again, writing or maybe talking into a recorder, allowing the energy to flow. Because very often the surface, the waves, is not the truth. Sometimes you have to dig deeper and go deeper. Very often I have clients and they're like, oh, this is it. This is it. And very often it's coming from their head. And then I bring them into their body. And they're like, oh, now I feel it. Because sometimes you may not even be aware that you're in your head. That's why awareness is so important. Learning to become aware you're in your head so that you can come back into your body and ask those questions. What is my heart's truth? What am I really feeling? What is for my highest good? What is my soul wanting to let me know for my highest good? And I'm going to go back to more about heart and soul right after I talk about my masterclass. I'm really excited to let you know that I have a masterclass next Thursday, January 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if you are looking to grow your business or take it to the next level or start your holistic business, this workshop, this masterclass is for you. It's confidence, clarity, and clients. Attract your holistic clients and increase your income. And we're going to go into helping you to get that soul level clarity so that you connect with your intuition to make aligned business decisions and articulate your value so that you can stop feeling scattered or overwhelmed. Then learning how to increase your income without overworking. and overgiving and undercharging, and also how to create momentum with ease and consistency and confidence. So learn how to create the clarity and the confidence to consistent visibility, stronger boundaries, and steady client flow. So I invite you to join us. Rebel, can you put the link in the chat? You've already done that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So, for those of you who are listening to the podcast, it's inspired and empowered living.com. inspiredandempoweredliving.com/masterclass. So I invite you to join us, and I look forward to seeing you there. Okay, so let's go more into listening, because it sounds like we need to go deeper into listening to your heart and soul and knowing what the truth, where the truth is, and what is your heart and soul's truth. So let's talk more about that. So, really, truth is the truth, and your soul's truth is what I really let's define that. Your soul's truth is being able to really manifest from the place of soul and your destiny, what you have come into this lifetime, your purpose, and what you have come to manifest. Now, that can change through the years. And know that when you're in the alignment, your heart knows. Your heart knows what is for your highest and greatest good. Your heart knows what is the best direction for you. Your heart knows what is right for you right now. So, what is right for you right now may not have been 6 months ago or even yesterday. It's right now. Things change. And it's about asking in this moment right now. Your heart knows if you need to stay or leave, whether it's a relationship, a job, or some other thing that you're doing. Letting go of things that no longer serve you because you want to move into where you're being guided to move. Your heart knows what is in your highest and greatest good to manifest. And that is really what you want to focus on. And when you are in empowered manifesting, you're manifesting from that place. And you can ask for yourself to get clarity. Ask for understanding. Ask for connection to your truth. And it's listening to the small, still voice. That is the inner wisdom. That is the place where it comes, the quieter place from within, the place where you allow yourself to receive the information that wants to come through. And so this is about moving deeper into being able to know It's going. So really what we talked about, the main points for today, it's going below the waves. The waves are the ego, the emotions, the limiting beliefs. They're not your truth. They go in, they go out, they ebb, they flow. That's not the truth of your heart and soul. It's the quietness and the stillness. It's below the waves. It's when you're in alignment, when you're in that place where you've come out of your head or out of the feelings of fear or anger or frustration or resentment or shame or guilt. I didn't mention those feelings before, but all of those feelings are all those waves. They're not your truth. And in the calm stillness is the peace. There's a quietness. There's a love. There's gratitude. There's joy. That is the place of alignment. That is the place you want to get to. And so we are going to continue this next week. Empowered Manifesting, Part 2. We'll continue it next week so that we can go deeper into helping you to manifest your soul's truth, your heart's truth, so that you can move towards what you're being guided to move towards in this moment. And so, to be continued next week. Remember, join me for the masterclass, inspiredandempoweredliving.com/masterclass. And join me next Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com, w4wn.com, or my YouTube channel. And you can hear the podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Apple, Amazon, and many more podcast sites. And I wish you an inspired and empowered day, night, and week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye for now.